All right, how's everyone doing? Good morning. I wanted to make this quick video to talk a little bit about time management, because time management is something that I've become more interested in over the last couple of months, simply because I'm looking at how I spend my time more, and I want to have more structure in my day. So the reason why this is a big deal to me is because when I started my business, I was more into the money. I was really into the getting things done, getting money and getting paid, and then spending my money. Although actually, to be honest, I was never a really big spender. I grew up with I was fortunate enough to, I wasn't rich, but I knew how to manage money from a young age. I was taught how to manage money and how to save money, not really how to reinvest money. And that's one thing that I've been working on lately is reinvesting money. My parents kind of taught me to track my money and kind of save it, but not to reinvest it. That wasn't really their strong suit. Not reinvesting it like, oh, got to do this and that and diversify assets and build businesses and stuff like that. But that's something I've been doing on my own. But one of the things that I'm becoming more stingy about is not so much money anymore, but time. Because as I'm starting to really, really internalize, because it's one thing when you hear something over and over again and it just goes through one ear and out the other, it doesn't really matter. And that's the case, I think, a lot with younger people like myself. I would hear 1,000 times, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. I would never do it. One, because I have ADHD and I have trouble focusing and actually sticking to something. And two, because I'm just young and don't really have the mature brain yet, pretty much. But one of the things that I've really started to not just hear, but internalize and actually live by is the fact that everyone has 24 hours in a day. Right? I have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours in a day. Obama has 24 hours in a day. Joe Rogan has 24 hours in a day. Bill Gates has 24. Right? All these people have 24 hours in a day. And same with the crackhead who lives across from me, because there's a whole park of crackheads that I live right by in New Hampshire. We all have 24 hours in one day. It really comes down to how we use our time. And so, money, to be completely honest, I'm still a little stingy about money. I still look at it because I was taught all my life to save it. And so it hurts me a little bit when I have to spend money, even if it's something that I know I need, like car repair. For instance, I had to spend $1,300 the other day to get my rear brakes fixed. I had a bad alternator and it was just a horrible situation. And that hurts. But even something like $5 to get, hot dogs and buns and, some chicken, like that hurts me. It's like I'm really cheap like that. But that's something that I gotta start, and I have started to become more comfortable with, is spending money. Because I know that if there's no point in really having money if you're not going to spend it. That's not to say that you should be foolish with your money and buy things that you don't need to impress people you don't like. And I think a lot of people do that. I think Gary Vee makes a good point of that. He says that people are trying to buy really expensive things that they can't afford, like expensive cars, to impress people that they don't even like. They hate them. So I'm not talking about that, but, if you gotta feed yourself because you're hungry, and you got no food near you, if you have a few bucks, spend it on some food, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, you don't have to starve yourself because you don't want to spend a few bucks if you have a few bucks. But what I'm becoming more and more stingy with is my time. And I've been becoming more, not just like financial tracking, not just doing financial tracking and investments, but time tracking and time investment. So I'll show you what I mean. So it was a while back, I started, I don't know if it was Nathaniel Drew or if it was, I can't even remember his name. One of these guys, these entrepreneurs, I think it was Nathaniel Drew or Matt D'Avella, I don't even remember how to pronounce his name, but someone talked about how they were going to track their time every single day, pretty much every minute of their day. So over the last month and a half, almost 2 months, I've been just doing that. You'll see, though, in September, I kind of was lacking because the last couple of days I've been going through something that, it's kind of personal. But, over here, and then over this week, I think was when I was in New York. So this was pretty much like a break for me, my vacation for the month. But if we look at week, for instance, you'll see that, in July, for instance, last week, I get up at around 5:45 in the morning, and 6:30 is 5:45 to 6:30 is my morning routine. So I get up, I make some breakfast. Even when I don't want to make breakfast, I do it anyway. And there's a lot of mornings I don't want to wake up at 5:45, but I just get up. You just kick yourself out of bed and you just get up, right? It doesn't even matter if you sit in your bed, even if you lie down, but just get up. Just do something. Get up, drink some water, put on some clothes, go back to bed if you really need to. Lie down. Don't go to sleep, obviously. Get rid of the pillows, make sure it's not comfortable and that type of stuff. But just my morning routine consists of getting up, getting my morning Irish breakfast tea or Oyocha green tea, drinking about a liter of water, eating an Almond Joy just so that I don't feel hungry anymore, and then getting some things rolling, right? So that's kind of my morning routine. And then it involves, going on my phone. Yes, I know I shouldn't be going on my phone. I don't do it first thing in the morning anymore. I don't get up and have my phone with me. My phone's usually in the kitchen, so the first 10-15 minutes I'm just internalizing the morning, which is nice. And then I go on my phone, and then after that I pretty much play a couple of games of chess, read some articles if there's anything interesting. I will go on social media. Yes, I will. Maybe a habit that I should start kicking more. I uninstalled Snapchat recently, and just really been focusing more on my work. Then I'll have to plan my day at around 6:30 to 7, so that's where all this comes out. And then I have other things that I need to do. So, for instance, read service pages and blogs. So I had one of my VAs, write some articles. I need to read it and make some edits. Then I have to update finances. I have to, let's say, redo my budget, because once a week, I used to update my finances once a month, but now that obviously my financial situation is becoming a lot more complex, I'm having to keep track of what I need to pay for taxes, how much I'm spending on employees, how much I'm doing for this and that, and overhead. I have to keep track of it. It takes about 30 minutes a week. I should be doing it every single week. And then at the end, every now and then I make the quarterly reports, put it into some charts, make it visualize the data and all that. So that's something that I have to do. And then the next thing is, create some blogs. Now, I will admit, there are a few things that I struggle with, that I procrastinate. So then now I can look at what do I procrastinate on. I think that's how you spell it, right? I don't want to look like an idiot. Yeah, okay. Procrastinate on. So what do I procrastinate on? Well, blogging is one thing. Another thing that I procrastinate on is research for Koji. The next thing I do is I procrastinate reading. I procrastinate sometimes calling people. So these are the 4 things that I procrastinate a lot, and I can look back and say, I know I've done this, I've put this off a lot. So for instance, I didn't create this blog. I probably just sat there and did nothing, or I played chess and ignored that whole task. I'm spilling some water over here, or some tea on me. I think there's like a hole in this bottle. Anyway, add pages, right? I have to do this. And here's the thing that I learned from Louis Rossman, I think is his name. He is I like him a lot. I really like him because he doesn't do SEO, but he does MacBook repair. He repairs stuff in New York, and he makes a lot of great content. And one of the things he says is to block, and I actually followed this before I even knew about him, but I really like his idea, is block a little more than you would expect if you really aren't feeling it. So for instance, I know that adding a page to a site and optimizing doesn't take an hour. It takes maybe like 30 minutes. But make it seem like it's going to take longer, so that way when you finish early, you feel more confident in yourself. And then you have to have a healthy balance of how much are you going to push yourself versus how much are you going to forgive yourself. Because if you're saying, well, it's going to take a whole day for me to upload this page, there are some days, for instance, the other day, when I was going through some shit that made me feel bad about myself, that I wasn't feeling great. I was really feeling kind of in a rut. I didn't feel like working that much, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a few things. For instance, this was what I did. I didn't even have the guts to write it down. I don't know if you can see it because it's like reversed, but all it says is laundry, cold shower, read, plan, tasks. That's it. So I did the laundry. I took a cold shower. I did some reading. I did some planning for my business. And then I wrote down the tasks for my VAs. That's all I did. I didn't really do anything else on Monday. And so, that's what I wanted to talk about. And then I break down, lunch, for instance, takes about an hour for me because I'll, and then I write down in the description what I'm going to eat. So ham, cheese, lettuce sandwich with remaining cherries and nectarine. So this is just from the food that I brought up from the week before from New York. And then I have self-study. So, watch a video on business and leadership. I have a link to it right here, so I don't have to look for it. Research new language, possibly Urdu, Pashto, or Kurdish. And you get what I'm saying, right? So a lot of this, this is from July, actually. This is a while ago. But you'll see that this is me breaking things down to what I can do. And then bullet time is just, when I'm just chilling. But you'll see that morning routine, finish Yiddish grammar blog, work on something. This was an old site that I was working on, right? So, creating all of these audits, sending receipts, all this stuff, I need to kind of keep in mind. So, and then you can see kind of the week later, again, I'm chunking a lot of my time. So, for instance, let's fast forward a little bit to today. Creating a report using Google Data Studio. I already did that for a client. And then I needed to load up new emails. I haven't done this yet because I don't have something that I need for it. Create an audit. I already did this. And then I have to look at a client's keywords and stuff like that. Then I have to publish some Instagram posts for Koji. And then I have to call someone. But now I have to kind of come up with some things that I need to do here. So for instance, 10 to 10:45 might be self-study time. So read for 45 minutes. They ask, you answer. I got this book from book recommendation from Ruan. And then after that, maybe I don't feel like working. Maybe I'm feeling really bummed out about something. So, what we'll do? We'll just say, okay, instead, work out. We're going to do a workout. We're going to do some push-ups. So for instance, here I'm going to say 100 push-ups, bench press, pistol squats. I'll kind of just do all this stuff right here and then say, okay, well, I don't have to work. Here's a break. And then now I can get back to work. So after this, my work, I'm going to begin blogging. For jcsurge.com. So what am I going to do? Well, I know blogging, I procrastinate a lot, so what do I need? So what do I need? New blog. So I'm going to pick a topic. I have a list of questions that, for instance, I got from the book They Ask, You Answer. The idea is to just list out every question that prospect has ever asked you and then create content on that. So for instance, one of the questions that I get asked is, what is the difference between $1,000 a month and $1,500 a month and $2,000 a month? So I might create a topic on that. So pick a topic. Just write the heading. And then just create the page URL. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do because I know that this is going to be something that I'm going to procrastinate. And then tomorrow, so this is today, right? So this is Thursday. And then Friday, I'm going to create 2 more headings. And I might also create a keyword. So pick a keyword / phrase. That's all I'm going to do. Write 200 words, right? That's all I'm going to do. Again, very light work. It's nothing big. It's nothing crazy. So this is how I'm going to kind of fight procrastination, especially when you're in a rut. So I just wanted to kind of make this video, not so much to teach people, but more so I can look back at it on myself and say, okay, this is how I used to do it. Because again, money you can get back, time you can't get back time. There's no way to get back time. And I will admit I've had trouble recently, and throughout most of my life, contemplating and dwelling on things and fixating, fantasizing about things that could have been in the past, whether it was business, relationships, whatever it is. And one of the things that I actually learned from Jocko Willink. I'm not. I don't really remember actually how you pronounce his name, but is the person or even the idea that you've pieced into your mind does not exist. So in other words, your thoughts are just thoughts; they don't exist. So you kind of have to realize, like, you have no time to worry and to be upset about things in the past because they don't exist anymore. You only have the now, and your time is running out. So I just wanted to make this quick video, post it, and if you guys have any questions or comments, of course, I'm more than happy to talk with you guys. You guys leave awesome comments in the sections below, and also leave a like if you guys enjoy these videos, and I'll keep making more kind of insight videos. So yeah, thank you.